All right, so here's a quick overview on the Family Search app. If it's your first time opening the app, you'll see this screen. You can create a free account. If you are a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, you're going to want to make sure you check this box that says, I am a member. You will be asked to input your membership number on the next page, and that's important because it will auto-populate a lot of your family tree for you as long as you sign up that way. If you're not a member of the church, that is just fine. Fill out the information, hit continue, create the free account, and you're off to the races. You can start adding your family members. I'll sign in as my account real quick. And once you're in, you'll land on the tree page, which there's a lot of cool stuff to do here. Pinch to zoom it in and out. You can hit the arrows to expand out your family tree over and over again. Touch a person to pull up their details. You got a lot of information here. This is their basic details page. You can see their spouse and the children that have passed away. If there are children living, they technically won't be on this list unless they're a direct line descendant of yours, like your grandpa or grandma. Their parents, so who their parents were, and their brothers and sisters. Any sources, which we'll talk about sources in a minute, those are really important. Memories tab, you can upload all kinds of great stuff to the Memories tab. And if you are a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, you'll see the Ordinances tab as well, which is an awesome tab. So back to the tree, one other quick tip. Down here in the bottom right corner, you'll see the blue circle, which has filters on it. There's a bunch of different things you can change to a fan chart, which is neat to see it laid out that way. This pedigree view is a little bit more useful when it comes to actually doing family history. I do like these boxes down here that slide. So one of the cool things I like to do is on sources, you can check and see who has a lot of sources on their records or stories. And usually with the stories one, you can find like famous ancestors based on the number of stories that were written about them. So as you go back in time, sometimes you'll see somebody. Oh, come on. Zoom in a little bit so I can get my fingers on it. You'll see somebody who has a lot of stories written about them. And as you can see, it's like, oh, who the heck is Alan Wilkinson? He's got a lot of stories. So if I come over to memories, I can see, oh, wow, there's a lot of documents here, and I can learn all about that guy. So that's just kind of a tip underneath the sources down here. You can do photos, research help. I mean, you can do a lot of stuff. There's some cool things there. So I'll just switch back to default. The other thing you can do is the task list down here, the second tab. Lots of magic on this one. I've done multiple videos on this over time. Hints are blue dots. I don't have any right now to show you. Temple are yellow and green with a circle. Sometimes you'll see green with a circle, like that one right there at the top. Yellow means they need ordinances, but they don't have enough information on their profile, like a date of birth and a place of birth. Green means they are ready for temple work to be done, and you can request that. Green with a circle, like Mary at top there, means she needs ordinances done and somebody shared it with the temple already. So you can actually take that and take it to the temple, but you cannot share it to the temple. Skip over to the temples tab in the middle. So there's 3 different sections here. You may only see the first one, my reservations. Once you share some names to the temple, you'll see shared. And after some of those names get completed, they move over to the completed tab, which is fun to see. So on this tab, after you've reserved some of these for the temple, I'll show you quickly. You can check these boxes. Like, these are family members of mine that I do not know. They lived, hundreds of years ago. So I don't have a direct connection to them. So I just want their temple work done. So down here at the bottom, when you check boxes, you can see these 3 boxes pop up. Take to the temple, unreserve, or share. Take to the temple is if I'm going to do it myself. That'll print off cards. I can take them, show them at the temple, and get the work done. Unreserve obviously releases them to be done by any other family members. And share is the great one. So hit share, and then share with temple. When you share with the temple, I like to start at the bottom because it checks all the boxes. You're going to hit continue. And then now it moves from my reservations over to, there they are, John Johnson, and Mary Turner, those 3 in the middle. So now they're at the temple, and they will get put into the queue to be done by somebody at the temple, and eventually their work will be done over here, which is really fun to see because I get notifications almost daily of temple work being completed on behalf of my ancestors by people all over the country. So that's pretty cool. If you're browsing around the tasks or the pedigree chart or even the temple tab, this recents tab can be handy because it'll go back to the people that you were most recently looking at. So there's Alan from that first tab that I was looking at. So that's just something to keep going. Under the More tab, there's a few different fun things. Relatives around me is always a hit. If you're around people with the app installed, you can find how you're related to them just by going to that one. Map My Ancestors is neat. You can see where everybody came from. Proof Place Names is a task-oriented thing that you can fix up place name records that have been entered incorrectly, and it's really easy. It's a quick one to do. One of the fun ones we like to look at is the contributions page. So contributions consist of sources added, memories added, or people added. And they all sum up under this one thing. So you can see what changes you've made. You can see which people you've worked on and changed. You can see all kinds of good information. So the My Contributions is just kind of fun to see how many contributions you're making. Maybe even have a competition amongst your friends. And that's pretty much it. There's a lot more to it, but that's a very high level overview. Oh, the task list is the money. This is where if you've got blue dots, you're going to want to attach the blue dots to records, and that is a very, very cool thing. You can find a lot of good information just by knocking out the blue dots on your list. So start with that. That's your first task when it comes to family history on this app.